Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. This is a first day of March, one of the most beautiful, problematic month in the whole calendar. In Italy, we call the March. March is the month of craziness. Marzo il pazzo. Because in March, you're just starting things of really unique. The spring is almost here. The wind is almost done, and of course, there is the Idio di Marzo, gli occhi di Marzo, which is the day that the greatest Caesar, unfortunately, fall in the Senate of Rome. Um, the beautiful part of the story is that this irony, you always die within. Uh, of course, history teaches us so many lessons if we only pay attention. Today, last week, I was really bugged by some events that occur around us, and especially among many friends of mine that I respect in the business, colleague that for years and years, whether we ever collaborate or just shared a great glass of wine, they are going through some really troubled times because of COVID and some of the restriction in California. But of course, the beautiful thing about any medium is to express or externate some of your feelings, to head it out. And I know that in this day and age of cancel culture, sometimes the problem is not so much what we're going to say, how we're going to say, or why we're going to say it, is that we say it. And it's a beautiful thing. That's the reason why I stayed in this country. That's the reason why I love this country, because we have an inherent ability to respect democracy and respect other people's opinion, whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not. More is better. More, it's advantageous for everyone. If you really want to know what the other person thinking, let them talk. If you really want to know what you don't know, let somebody speak. So on the end of the day, we want to be better people. We want to be a better nation. Well, the only way we can do that is to have an open heart conversation. And even when we are uncomfortable, we should not accuse the other person to make us uncomfortable. We should ask ourselves why we are uncomfortable. Maybe there is a wonderful reason. Maybe there is a dark reason, whatever that reason is, but we must have the ability on all sides, whatever your political belief or religious belief, you have to be able to let the other person speak and listen to them if you wanted to. If you don't, just turn the channel. But do not go out there and start telling people what they can say, what they cannot say, because we do respect and love the First Amendment. Without it, we will have something that we have experienced through history, and it's not comfortable. It's actually very damaging for everyone involved. And of course, I'm going to briefly open up this conversation because, again, it's human, friends, people that have life on the line. And this situation over the 11 months is becoming really unbearable, especially because on every step that we ever try to participate, that we ever try to be helpful, we ever try to be collaborative, they keep on moving the goalpost. Now, I'm not going to advocate for strange behavior. I'm just saying simply, please stop, be clear, be precise, and let's stop this differentiation in between essential people and non-essential people. We all are essential. We all are important in our family, in our life, in everybody's life. And the end of the day, we have to be respectful of everyone. We can't just make those exceptions constantly and telling ourselves that it's okay. It's not okay. So today I want to talk about something that is really dear to my heart. Wines that they're amazing, they're beautiful, they're spectacular, and they are not the centerfold of the sexy magazine or wine magazine that we see every day on the shelf of stores and publication. They are mega and super important. But are the wine that people drink every day. This is the wine that when you travel, you go to the Amalfi coast, and this is the kind of wine that you sit on the local trattoria and you come home and bragging about it. This is the stuff that you said to your friends. You should really go to Italy or to France or Spain and go to the little village. You stop in this small little home restaurants where the mom and papa works or their kids working, and they're serving this beautiful wine with no big fanfare, no big deal, very inexpensive and absolutely delicious. It's true. It's absolutely true. You see this all the time. I hear this all the time. People coming back from their travel and they get so excited. They tell me about this. It's almost like they rediscover something that they know exists in the first place. Because the message, a constant message in our community, in the wine community, it's about the big, the flashy, the sexy, the expensive, the big ratings. All those things are important. They are. I mean, I'm not saying they aren't, but it's the whole world of wine that is interesting. The whole world of wine productions that makes the world go around, to just be kind of cute about it. And substantially, these are the wine that get consumed the most every single day. I did this beautiful wine tasting, this event this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and I really titled the less known wine of Italy from some of the most unique region and some very small region. Like the first one I featured was the Petite arvine, or arvin, depends how you call it, because we're talking about Val d'Aosta. Val d'Aosta is nested in between Switzerland, France, and Italy. A beautiful, small little state that, region that for years and years, we known them mostly for cheese and very little for wine, because the wine production is very limited. Of course, the geography limits it. We are on the slope of the Alp, basically. We are talking about some of the most beautiful location of the Italian landscape. And they produce this amazing, beautiful little wine. In fact, they call Petite arvine, which we Italians share with the Swiss. Believe it or not, Switzerland don't make just chocolate or watches. They do make a great chocolate and do make amazing watches. Tourbillon come to mind. But they also have a wine. I lived in the canton of Chatel in the Swiss France, and I had one of the greatest adventure when I was a teenager. I worked in a great hotel, Le Fredalise, down to Léopold Robert, which is a beautiful little town, La Chaux-de-Fonds, which was known for watchmaking. Most Italian people that went there, my uncle went to Switzerland 40 years earlier, 40, 50, now he's passed away, and he was a farmer. He went there to attend cows and making milk. Of course, we all know the milk chocolate from Switzerland. We're all excited about that. But my uncle, being a fantastic farmers from southern Italy, of course, he related to the Swiss, which the only thing the Swiss was lacking of was sense of humor. The rest, they had everything else. They were pretty much like everybody else. But they're very stoic. Swiss are Swiss. They're precise. They show up on time. And so they make a great cheese. You can't argue with these guys. You know what I mean? But jokes, they're not so good. They might live a little bit up there in the air. You got to kind of pry out of their mind. But they do have a phenomenal Feast of the Vendôme, the harvest holiday, which I was a part of in Neuchâtel, Canton Neuchâtel, which is the French section. It's a beautiful lake, by the way. The great area up to about almost 1,200-meter elevation. Very cold in the winter, but truly beautiful in the spring and summer. And they have in between the Neuchâtel and the Valais, this grape, they share it together. So I'm going to show you this beautiful label. I don't know if you can actually see this. This is a gorgeous wine from a gray vineyards they call the Commune d'Oz, a small commune, La Cavdo commune, because it's there. Everything is a little commune, a little city, a little village, basically. And is made out of these great grapes that is very non assuming, to be honest with you. But they do very well. It grows extremely well in this particular weather pattern where it's kind of a spring, warm spring, kind of cold winter. The skin is really resistant, and it creates a very savory, pretty wine, good citrus notes, nice mouthfeel, elegant. Actually, it's pretty elegant, and very well adaptable with the great seafood and fish, and as well as a sipping wine. It's got enough body and the balanced acidity that is very, very pleasant. So to me, I say to people sometimes, if you walk on a wall side, you don't always go for the main Chardonnay, Sauvignon, and Pinot Grigio, which is a beautiful wine. I would not want you the guys to scream and yell on the screen, say, "What is he talking about? That's my favorite wine." No, 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 no. I'm okay with it. I want you to be loving it, whatever it is that you love it. What I love to do instead is to show you a different aspect and different face of a wine world. And we do have many, excuse me, many wonderful, wonderful wines out there. So this is one of them, the many, many varietals that we do enjoy. The other one, it takes you down to the Amalfi Coast. I have spoke a little bit about the Amalfi Coast in some time in a little more detail and passion, because realistically, the Amalfi Coast is my backyard. So I have a much more, well, I will not say bias, because I don't really, when it comes to wine, I like to be as a center, independent, and possibly honest that I can be. Of course, on the end is my palate and my preference. But, I really do value the independence, because I want to my customers, my friend, my clients to enjoy wine for what they are and not for what I want to project to be. And this is a unique wine for sure, for sure. The grapes is Bianco Lilla. Bianco Lilla, it's a very unique grapes, does extremely well into the marine area where the Amalfi Coast, the Ischia Island, the Capri Island, and some of the other coastal area as a particular skin that is submit. There's a good resistance to the sea brine, because one of the problem with grapes, they are fronting the waterways, whether oceans or sea, whatever that is. One of the main problems is actually the salt from the sea. In many cases, if the temperature drops and they start lay the saline or the salina on top of the skin, over time it can break and mold and other sensibility issues. But the Biancolella has a particular knack for this kind of weather. In fact, is the principal grapes of the island of Ischia. If you go to Ischia, if they pour in a little trattoria, osteria, a little counter, most likely a white wine, it's a Biancolella. Very refreshing with a good acidity balance, a little node of acacia, and Bianco Spino, which is another flower of our coastal area. Light perfume, and not very aromatic, strong like will be a Riesling, but enough to pick up the scent. And then in the mouth, in the feeling, the back of your palate, very savory with a little note of sea salt and tangerine. Very pretty wine. And this has come from a very good friend and producer, Marisa Cuomo. So you'll see from the Costa d'Amalfi. I recommend it. It's called Ravello Bianco. And of course, the best things to do is to actually go to Ravello. It's beautiful. You can sit in the main piazza, or you go to the Palazzo Ruffolo, right on the edge of the Amalfi Coast and overlooking the bay, and have a beautiful glass of Ravello Bianco, a few olives, a little bit of a cheese, or maybe if they have, the fishermen just came in, a little calamaretti or moscardini on the grill, or just a pan seared with a little bit garlic, olive oil, and a little breadcrumb and parsley, is oreganata style. Is just beautiful. So those are wines that they are really on the top of their quality, but the price point is really affordable. Is every day. This is the kind of wine that you can easily give as a gift, or drink a 2, 3 bottles with a bunch of friends and not feel any guilt because you're not pulling your $300, your $1,000 Burgundy, white Burgundy, or some ethereal name focus out of a Napa Valley, which basically the only thing you're going to talk about is how big the wine is, how big the score is. These are the wines that I absolutely love to represent because economically they are fantastic for the pocket of my consumer, but olfactistically and organoleptically, they are wine that are pleasant on every level. So it's a great wine experience, doesn't break your pocket. But most importantly, it gives you an opportunity to drink wines that are original, they're particular, they're specific, they have a root somewhere very important, is a travel log of experiences. So that if you actually think about it, someday you can go to Italy and say, hey, why not go to Val d'Aosta? Why not go to Chamonix and not only ski, but maybe pick up a couple bottle of Petite arvine and enjoy with my friends while I'm overlooking the Alps of Mont Blanc and enjoy the scenery. And thanks to Chef Massimo from Monocio Wine Country Cuisine in Costa Mesa, I got aware of. He made me aware of this wine that otherwise I would have just glanced over and not even know what it was, or going to the Amalfi and go all the way up to the Ravello and not have the Ravello Bianco. That's a shame. You must. So March 1st, we're gonna honor this day with a smile, with a sense of optimism. One of my favorite philosophers is obviously was Socrates, because I always believe that Socrates had is a way of looking on things. He was skeptical, but with a positive attitude. Because you must be a little bit skeptical in order to. Everybody brings a news to you doesn't mean that the news has all the truth. Maybe has some truth, maybe a lot truth. But you always ask the questions. How's that related to me? How much this information is valuable to me, and more importantly, what this information is about, what it comes from, why they're representing it, who chose it. So to me, being skeptical but being positive is really a good way of looking at the world, because you must keep a little bit of the reservations to whatever you hear. I know that some people just want to belong, they want to be part of, they want to jump in, they want to be a part of this overarching community. Well, that's how fools are created. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in everybody and everything, then you believe in nothing. You must be skeptical, but you must be positive about it. You're not looking at the thing that people tell you there as a negative. Oh my God, these people, whatever. No, you have to listen to what they say. I just represent you two beautiful wine for two amazing area of Italy, wines that to me personally, and the response that I had from my customers is really incredibly positive. They enjoy the wine very much. They are incredibly affordable. And the most important thing, they're really nice to drink with the friends, with yourself, with the family. And so I want to bring the news to you. I want to bring the information to you. And if you are a little bit skeptical, I'm good at it. I love it. I enjoy it. If you want to challenge me, that's great. I like it. I think that's the best way to do things rather than just to be a bunch of followers or non believers. Let's be intelligent. Just stay focused. It's your brains, it's your palate, it's your pocketbook. I'm only trying to constantly have a conversation with you, with my friend, and bring maybe a little levity to the day. And more importantly, some information that can be valuable someday or maybe not. But all in all, I just want everyone to enjoy everything they do with a little bit of panache, a little bit of passion, and more importantly, with a little positive attitude. Because after all, there is a story out there that people always ask me when I came in America: are you the guy that believe the glass is half full or half empty? And I said, listen, where I come from, I'm only happy that I'm already happy that I have a glass. Now I hope there's something in it. If it's half a full, that's better than when I started from. If it's really full, that's a lot more than I asked for. But more importantly, I'm really happy to be alive and enjoy every single day, because the alternative really not that good. So keep with me, stay focused here. Let's enjoy life because life is worth enjoy. And more importantly, share with your friends and family, even with people you don't know. Because after all, how you going to make a friend if you don't make an introduction, if you don't open up, if you don't look on the other person and say, hey, would you like a glass of Petite arvine or beautiful Ravello Bianco? I'm enjoying this wine. I hope you enjoy it too. But let's just share it together. So on that note, I leave you with this in mind. Life is a gift. Treat it like one. Be happy. And more importantly, we have an expression in Italy that goes to the heart and soul of what's happening in our life right now. Salute. Salute means to the health, because without it, nothing really matters. So salute, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ciao.